Well, I've drawn 22 on oak today in the pairs match. Gav has drawn, fishing with Gav Leverstridge, he's drawn 21. I've drawn the flyer for 22 on oak. It's renowned winter peg. It's a good all-round peg really. So hopefully, there was a match on it yesterday and that was won with £204. So it gives you a bit of confidence. So hopefully there's a few fish still there. And basically, my main attack will be maggot feeder, maybe an odd one down the edge, as we've got a little bit of room, and then maybe a short pole if the wind allows, because it's about 40 mile an hour wind, so it's mainly going to be a feeder match really.
So we're on the super pairs today, me and my mate Pete Upperton. I've drawn peg 6 on oak and Pete's on peg 6 on 6 islands, which is quite easy to remember, same number pegs. I think we've got a decent-ish chance. I think Pete's on a goodish peg and the same as me. The conditions are pretty horrendous, to be honest. It's gonna blow like crazy all day, and the rain's gonna get bad as well. But we'll have a good go. I think it's gonna be mainly carp fishing on rod and line, so it's a great event. Stephen Dork, second year he's run it. Second year we've fished it as well, myself and Pete. So yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good day.
Yeah, I've chose to fish the event just because I fancy getting to a few bigger matches. I'm normally a club angler, and yeah, I fancy getting to a few bigger matches, and this one's probably fairly local to me, and yeah, and I'm on peg 30U today, and yeah, I mean, I'd rather the wind being blown into this end, but that still looks good for a few fish. There's been a few fish topping by the aerator, and yeah, I'm just going to start off dobbing and then build up swims here and there with micros and corn.
Okay, so basically decided to come and fish this event. It's a great event. Obviously they're guaranteeing a lot of money. Got a good partner with Drew. Okay, we've got a good peg on horseshoe. I've drew mediocre here on you. Just going to attack it hard basically. The big fish in here, so I'm just going to give him a bit of bait and try and catch him on a bit of corn. We'll see what happens.
Right folks, while the anglers are all out there freezing the nads off, bagging up but freezing the dads off, I wanted to take a second to pick the brains of Steve Dorks, because Steve and I have worked together on a couple of events now, the Intense Pairs last year, which went really well, and now this, the Fishing Association Super Pairs. Now, Steve, you've basically come into fishing and decided you want to change match fishing, but you've done it in a way that I think is fantastic but quite unique. You're basically pumping money into events. What's your thinking behind it?
It's always been an ambition of mine to run the biggest money event in the country. Just a dream, for whatever reasons. And then opportunities. Suddenly the COVID situation came, a conversation I had with Carl Williams. Suddenly an idea sort of developed. I thought, do you know what? This is how we can make it happen. With my introduction to social media and the powers that go with it, and one thing led to another. Conversations. Hang on, this is it. We can do this. And I've always liked running fishing matches anyway. It's something I've done for a long time, on and off. So yeah, that was it basically.
Brilliant. I mean, I'll talk very briefly about this event first. I mean, last year we ran a pairs match, the Intense Pairs. Went really, really well. Guaranteed £2 to the winner. You've done the same on this. You've actually covered all the costs for this match. It's 100% payout. Every penny that the anglers put in is being paid out as prize money. You've paid all the pegging fees, all the ticketing fees, all the filming costs.
Nobody can complain then, eh?
All money in goes back out, doesn't it? It's absolutely fantastic. But your bigger ambition, of course, is the knockout style event. We've seen little teasers of this in the Angling Times and on Facebook. Just tell us a little bit more about how it's going to work.
Well, again, conversation I had with Carl Williams during the lockdown. It's suddenly, that's a good idea. It's sort of never been done before, and essentially it developed into what I call the FA Cup of fishing, where we have a head-to-head knockout situation on a 3-weekly cycle, and where you end up with a grand final, but there's regular draws. It's head-to-head. It's not a match, and it's head-to-head within the context of a match that's already being fished.
And the prize money for that is a bit special, isn't it?
It's a good start, isn't it? It's a guaranteed 100,000 minimum.
So a guaranteed £100,000 makes it, to my knowledge, the biggest course fishing match prize ever.
Dream come true then.
Absolutely, if I won it.
Yeah, no, as far as I'm concerned, it's something I've always wanted to do.
Yes.
For whatever reason, I've always wanted, well, within the context of carp fisheries and big prize events coming this way, certainly for the last 10, 15 years, I've always fancied that I'd like to run the biggest prize event in a competition. I think there's room for it.
And when will people be able to find out more and ultimately enter?
Well, as you know, today, myself, John's here, we're in negotiation with people. I'm hoping to get a website up and running by the end of November, and on that website there'll be animated videos, hopefully, that tell everybody exactly what's going on. The actual selling of the tickets might take a little bit longer than that, because again, conversation I had with John earlier today, it's not quite as simple as I'd like to think it is. And so that could be running into December, but certainly there'll be a lot of information out there in the next few weeks as to exactly how it's going to be run. The biggest problem that we've got is the format. It'd be handy to know how many people are entering before, because we'll be able to run a better event with that information.
Yeah, it's that. I think when you and I spoke about it initially, it's because it's a knockout style. Obviously, it's how big your funnel is in effect.
Yes, yes,
yeah, of course.
But whatever happens, I'm not overly preoccupied with making sure I get the numbers up to get the money that I've promised. That's not my goal. My goal is to create the biggest prize competition. So if I only get the 800 top anglers in the country that I know will buy a ticket for 50 quid, so be it, I'll put the rest up. That was the whole idea. I've guaranteed it,
yeah.
And it will happen. Somebody will be fishing for £100,000 on the 25th of September next year. 20 anglers will be fishing for that, one way or another. End of story. Minimum. And that's assuming that in the meantime, people don't start to take things seriously, and that other people want to get involved, the tackle companies, and if they want to throw some money at it and get involved and get their names, well, that will be going in the prize pot as well. So it's a minimum, I must stress, it's a minimum 100k. It will not be 100k, it will be more than that.
There you are, folks, you heard it here. So we're going to head back out around the lakes now and see how the anglers are getting on, but keep your eye on the Fishing Association Facebook group for more information.
Absolutely.
So after the draw last night, I'd drawn 12 on 6 islands and Dave had drawn 2 on oak. Can't say we really fancied it that much, but 12's okay. It's a good winter peg, especially with nobody on 13. So I thought I might be all right, but Dave 2 on oaks. It's not a good draw this time of year. Until the morning, then we found out that the over 55s was fished on the lake yesterday on oak, and the lone numbers fished quite well. So we thought we had half a chance. So I kicked my match off on the tip. We talked about it last night. Basically, I kicked my match off on the tip. Straight lead, had one first chuck. Thought could be a good day. And it's gone a bit iffy. I've had a few liners, a few foul lookers, so I've started feeding the margins towards peg 13. And basically, after an hour, I've gone in on corn over micros. Started catching odd fish and stayed there really all day. Fished 2 margin lines, one with corn, one with maggot, and lost a few foul lookers. Didn't think I quite had it right, but yeah, it was quite a decent day.
Yeah, we got a bit of local information from yesterday's match on oak, and the winner had caught on maggot feeder, so I started on a maggot feeder. Caught quite well for a start. First half of the match, alternated between maggot feeder and short pole because of the wind, and put £70 in the bag in the first 2.5 hours. But the last 2.5 hours were a bit of a struggle. The carp seemed to move down to where you usually find them, which is in the middle of the lake really. And I managed to catch in the margin 4 fish in the margin at the end of the match. So fished okay in the end, £107. Was a good weight from that peg, which we didn't really fancy. But yeah, it's really good event. Yeah, very good. Well organised, excellent.
Yeah, excellent.